Hello guys, let's talk about Chinese wisdoms. The ancient Chinese proverb I want to share with you today is only over 1,000 miles begin with a one step. The proverb is from one of the famous Chinese philosophy, Lao Tzu. It has a lot of wisdoms that I think can apply to your life. No matter who you are, no matter what age, no matter which country you come from, no matter what you do, it's a simple philosophy, but it's practical. In this quote, it actually encourages us to take initiative and know no matter how your goals or your dream or the task sounds intimidating in the first impression. So all you gotta do is take first step. When you put a lot of efforts on some things, if you do it, the reality is the success is not guaranteed. So but without a first step, without even starting, you never have a chance to be able to complete the task or achieve your dream. Become someone that you want to become. Western philosophy says you gotta start moving, but like it says, just do it. So basically this wisdom just the physics laws. You got moving, you gotta start do something, you gotta start the first step. A lot of times we were intimidated by the results and we just so afraid of failures. A lot of times we just thinking too much. We worry about results and we worry how other people think of us, but all we gotta do is just your first step. The fundamentals, that's if you have a dream or if you really want to do something, haven't started yet, all you have to think about, all you have to worry about is your first step. It's going and then starting moving, and then you're on the right track. You have a chance to achieve your dream. If you don't, then you don't even have a chance. For me, so when I just started my business or when I have a long-term projects or trying to losing weight, it's really crucial to split the task or split the things that you have to do into very small actions. It's like what Lao Tzu said, 1,000 miles just start with one step. And you just need worry or you just need to think about that's one little actions, like first step. For example, like building muscles, losing weight, all you have to do is 1 reps, right? And your first meal in the morning. That business, the most important things for you to worry about or think about is just to register your business. Yeah, that's your first step to 1,000 miles. You put a little efforts every day on daily basis, and then once you start moving, then you can put more and then put more efforts to do more things. But without first step, without you taking initiative, and then there's no momentum. You and all your dream and all your things just stuck in your mind. It's never going to become a reality. So when old man lost his horse from the frontier, how could have known it's a blessing in disguise? As you can tell from the phrase, it basically tells a story that an Asian old man lost his horse, and everyone feels sorry for him, but he's not worried at all. He keeps telling himself, "Is everything going to be alright? And there's nothing to be worried about. It could be a good thing to me and to my family, and also it could be a blessing." And then everyone think he's crazy because he knows this horse, and actually his values are not. It means a lot to this old man. And a few days later, the old man's horse is coming back, and his horse brings actually another horse which is darker, also stronger and faster. As you can tell from the story, remind us that we should always be optimistic when encounter difficult situations or when suffering. Maybe for the short term is something that's unluck or something bad because you're only looking maybe from today's angle. If you look at the short term, it's a loss. Looking long term, then it might turn out to be opportunities, help you grow maybe, or in other situations help you change your life, or maybe help you to meet another person. The good things will happen, and then all bad things is just we looking at them from a different perspective. The future is always predictable, and there's a lot of things that we cannot control. The best thing we can do is to stay calm and be optimistic, and then to study, pay attention, or changing our perspective. Everything will has positive sides and negative sides. If we only pay attention to the negative sides, then we're always suffering and always feel sad and be pessimistic. We don't have energies to do things to change the situation. And if you remain optimistic or just stay calm, then and change our perspective, we will have more energy. And also, it's much easier for us to do more efforts, which leads to different situations. Yeah, so have these attitudes. We can learn from this quotes and from this old man. It can help us to be resilient and also help us to remain strong in difficult situations. And that's actually the most important things that I learned from this quote. Next Asian quote I want to share with you is 水滴石穿. In English phrase is the dripping water can penetrate the stone. It's very easy to understand. It's a simple philosophy and it's practical. It's like reminding us that we shouldn't look down the softer things like water, because if you give it enough time, then it can penetrate the stone. A lot of the hardest thing from the earth, rock, stone, mountains, can tell a lot of things from nature. And same apply to our life. We cannot looking down the small actions like waters. You actually can build up with the time. My favorite Western self-improvement book is called Stat Edge. So basically, the author keep mentioning that the secret to success is to master time. Tell us that we should be patient and we should put our attention, so we should focus on small actions. If you give enough time, then every small action will compound with time, and it will become like huge as you put some actions decades ago or 20 years ago. To master time, we have to learn to be patient. No matter what things we decide to do or we decide to achieve, be patient. And I think it's one of the traits that everyone should master, especially if you want to do something great. Not even one single thing that doesn't require time. It's all going to take time. If you're not so patient or cannot wait, then it's really hard to achieve anything. It's a simple course. I believe it's not just Chinese wisdom. It's the universal law. People who write this resonate with this, or people who feel the same way a few thousand years ago, and then after a few thousand years, or even today's world, or after a few thousand years, it's all going to be the same. Why we should go back to simple things, to the simple course like this, because it doesn't matter how the world has evolved, but all these philosophies or this law that we should apply, we should follow. If you fight against the law, trying to go quick or go fast, losing weight, a lot of people trying to lose weight quick, or they want to see immediate results, it's usually not going to be last for long term, or it's going to be bad for your health. This is against the universal law. As companies, some people want to build a giant company in a few years, then it's possible, but it just so fragile, and there's no foundations. You can tell like 99% of these companies will broke in few years, and maybe just 1%, but it's not common. It's not the strategy that everyone should go for it. Go back to the quote itself. So we gotta master time, and we need to be patient, and also we need to value the little things, and we need to value the gentle things like waters. We cannot just looking at the results, and we cannot just looking at the outcomes, the giant outcomes. The process happens slow. It's the nature, but also think about it's also powerful if you give it enough time and trying to be patient, and putting a little efforts and persistently, and then the results is guaranteed. And that's the nature of the law. Let's summarize this course, how I learned from this course, and also how I apply to my life. Want to do something, first thing, just make sure you're showing up, and the second thing, you're showing up consistently, and the third thing, showing up consistently with little efforts. That's all. And if you do it, you will be like waters, and you will have power to penetrate the stone, and also you will have power to success. So today I want to share another Asian Chinese quote with you. This is how it pronounced: 天下无难事，只怕有心人。 There's nothing difficult in the world as long as you set your mind to it. This code gives us a hope and also remind us to be optimistic when talk about dreams. This code is still wrote by someone who was born in ancient China a few thousand years ago. A lot of entrepreneurs or business owners have this belief saying you have to set up big goals or you have to have a great mindset. So first, same as this one, right? I feel it's very amazing that the Asian people can resonate this with us, with modern people. If you notice in your life or in other people's life that our subconscious mind is very important to achieve things. For example, if you have a problem waiting for you to solve and you keep thinking about it, then maybe the solution just pops up after your nap. So this is why keep thinking about your goals, think about a solution to the problems. It's very effective. Yeah, no matter what you do, no matter what career you have, it's just so effective. A lot of people using this in the daily life. If you start anything new, get your mindset correct. It's very similar to the concept of the law of attractions. So you have to think about the things that you want to achieve. You have to think about the positive things. Then you are more likely to attract the great results. Then you will have more energies to take actions, right? You are more willing to showing up consistently. You just make your dream or make your goal or make what you have in your mind become a reality. A lot of times, if you cannot achieve your things, it's probably because you say you want that things, but in your deep insides you may not, and you don't have the burning desires to approach the goals. So that's probably the main reason that you get further away from your goals. So get your mindset correct and keep thinking about great things, the things that make you happy, or the dream to help you to facing challenges and also help you be resilient to go through a difficult time. Already has a lot of wisdom and knowledge. It's really up to ourselves and set up a correct brain frequency to make our brain a good receiver. So that's how we can get the creative solutions or the guidance from the universe. Maybe it's not how we learn things from the school, like how we acquire knowledge from the books or from the classroom, but it's more like intuition. That's how we connect our brain to the universe. That's how we suddenly get an idea or we suddenly get a direction from your dream, right? And from meditations. Set up your mindset correct and keep thinking about your dream. Then the universe will direct you to the right destinations. Just keep your minds clear and keep your minds calm and thinking about things that you truly want. This quote I want to share with you is in Chinese, 不入虎穴，焉得虎子. Catch a curve without entering text den. So this proverb tells that in order to achieve something great, in order to do something that makes you truly fulfilled and happy, so you got take a risk. For the business, for sure, no matter if it's the time and the money, if you want to do something, you got take a risk. That means even you invest in a lot of money or a lot of efforts, you probably not get what you want. Like what the quote says, you want to get a curb, you're going to risk your life, and by entering Tiger's Den, going to take a lot of risk in life. And this is how we want to be truly happy and also be truly fulfilled. If you don't take a risk, then it's really hard for you to grow. What I mean by taking risk is basically you have to do something on the front and results is not guaranteed. This is why a lot of us don't feel happy about the results because they don't take risks, and people hate risk. If you're happy about your results, then you don't have to take risk. But if you want to have great results, you have to take a risk. Like your salaries, for example, if you think your salary is low or it's not fair, then you have to take a risk. That means changing another job. That means starting a business. But if you're happy about your salary, then you don't have to take risks. So it's all about how you think about results, right? If you're working for a company for 10 years or 20 years, you don't like the salaries or you don't like the outcomes. The results will not change if you don't take risks, if you don't go to tax stand. Yeah, that's just the realities. In real life, you don't have to go to tax stand. You can take small risks. It means risk some of your time and do some projects. May help you to change the situation that you don't like. Risk some of your money and to invest house or invest in index funds, and then that might give you additional passive incomes to help you change the situation that you don't like. If you don't like your results, you gotta take big risks. If you are okay with results, and you can take small risks and take risks every day, because every actions, every decisions can be a risk. Your company resource, right, to do something ahead, and the results is not guaranteed. Everything that you do at the front and the results is not guaranteed, then it's a risk. Learning to master risk is an art. For someone, it is fun because you don't know the futures, and also you don't want to lose everything, because losing everything, that means you cannot risk anything in the future. You can control risk, and also even the results is bad, but you can still be fine because you can accept worst scenarios. Consistently taking risk can help us to be resilient and to be strong in tough situations. Why? Because like the quote says, if you go to a tight stand to get a curve, then it's actually train you to be a tough person. You have to have courage. So that's actually the traits can help you to survive in tough situations or in unpredictable futures. For those who have zero tolerance for risk, they always stay in the comfort zones. They don't take risks and they feel comfortable in their situations. So for people consistently take risks can survive much better than those people who have zero tolerance of risk, especially when difficult situation comes to facing unpredictable futures. I hope this quote can remind you to starting take risk every day. When you think about risk, it's not just gambling, and it's not just risk all your money to individual stock or to invest in Bitcoins. It's not like that. It's a way to live your life. How to manage your risk and how to do investing, no matter if it's your time or your money or your life. It's an art, especially for those people who don't like your outcome. I hope this quote can give you courage to take initiative and starting do something new and starting take a little risk every day. That's only way to change an outcome, because it's the law of the universe. Yeah, it's a wisdom for a person who was born a few thousand years ago, maybe different countries, but it is the law of the universe. Another Asian Chinese quote I want to share with you today is, give a man a fish, you feed him a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him a lifetime. 100% agree on this one, because a lot of times in business or in life, we are always looking for temporary solutions. It might be very helpful. Also, it may look like very obvious. You see the results. However, it's not going to work tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. When I started a business, there's a lot of online course, and then they promise you that if you follow his course, then you can become a millionaire a year or two. Some gurus even promise you in a few months. It's crazy because it's not going to work. Maybe you can make like few bucks very quick in a day or two, but the strategy is not going to last. Same for parenting or education, or like people want to learn from something, they always looking for shortcuts. They don't want to think and they don't want to do research. They ask for solutions. Give me the solutions right away. I don't want to think about if I encounter the same problems again. So that's similar situations related to today's quotes. Especially if you are parenting, if you are someone who educate people, or if you in the school trying to become someone who can teach people how to fish instead of giving them a fish. Most people, they appreciate a lot for the fish. They don't appreciate a lot for, especially for you to teach them the fishing skills, because it takes efforts for them. And the process of learning skills like fishing skills is not joyful. It's not going to be a good time for fishermen and also for students. It takes time and effort to teach them skills, and also it takes time and effort to learn skills. Like both parties can be lazy, and they give you a fish and it doesn't take too much time for them to do it. And also for receivers, they receive a fish, and it's also a very easy process. If you truly want to be helpful and starting from your end, and then trying to teach them a skills or trying to give them a solutions that's actually help them in the long term. It's not just for now, but also to have the capabilities to solve the similar problems in the future. During this process, we all got to be patient. No matter if you are teachers or no matter if you are learners, go for win-win situations that's good for the long term. As educators or as a business owners, as a person who has more skills, instead of giving a solution to today's problems, your job is to inspire and empower people. That's the thing that really matters if you want to change the people's life. In today's world, there are a lot of skills that we can learn, but the most important skills that I believe is the capabilities to acquire skills. That will make you survive well and also make you resilient and tough when deal with today's unpredictable futures. Today, the quote I want to share with you in Chinese is called 饮水思源. It's about when drinking water, thinking of the source. It reminds us to be grateful for whatever we have. In today's world, we have a lot of environment issues. The consumerism is very common. So compared to the past, we have too many options. The supply is greater than the demand. It turns out a lot of waste, no matter if it's food waste and also the apparels, and a lot of times we buy extra things that we don't need. You have to have the consciousness of where the stuff comes from. Everything you own, there's a backstory come with it. Thinking of its resource, think about the backstory of each things that you have will make you appreciate. Always come with efforts. It may come with pollutions. It may come with child abuse, with unfair working environments. There's a lot of things in the behind. When you buy something, trying to choose something that's good for the environments. Before you buy something, check if you really need them. Do not fall in the trap of consumerism. Be grateful for everything that you own. So sometimes we can practice meditation of appreciations. You can appreciate the chairs that you are sitting, the bed that you're lying, and then the clothing that you wear, because it's not come from nowhere. It's come from somewhere, and some people and some companies who build this product for you. You pay for them. You also have the responsibility to choose which companies that you think is worth to buy for us. I really want to use this quote to remind everyone that be grateful for what you have and also be mindful about your desires. I really think that will help you to live a simple life, and also that will help you to maintain your mental health. Today's quote comes from one of the most famous Asian Chinese philosophy, Confucius. Isn't pressure to learn and practice what you have learned in the right time. This quote reminds us to be practical when learning stuff. I cannot agree more on this one, because I believe the most effective learning way is to be practical. I think this simple philosophy can apply to everyone, no matter if you are students, no matter if you already working or if you start a business, or no matter which country you come from. Most effective way to learn is to keep practicing what you learn. So you have to learn first, and then to practice, and then you go back to theory again, and then you make mistakes while practicing, and then you go back to the theories and keep practicing until you fully master the topics that you learn. It's a repeat process. You gotta take actions and then keep repeat the actions. So it's a boring process, but many people forget this process, especially for people who already graduate. And then the things that they learn, they think it's not important. They never care about learning, and they never back to review what they have learned in the schools. Learning is a lifelong process. It's very important for us to keep that in mind. A lot of people don't like learning is because they learn the wrong ways. There's two types of people. First type, they are more on theories. They only reading books, but they don't care about the actions, or they don't care about the experiences. They are book smart. Other type of person that I see most is they learn by experiences. They take actions. They are downgrade the first type of people. They learn from actions. They learn from experiences. The first type of person is dangerous, and the second type of person is more dangerous because both of them will start somewhere and start low. To really enjoy the learning process, to learn some things, and then I have that curiosity to see if it works, to see if it's the truth in the book, to do the reflections, to do the recap, to correct our mistakes. The process is joyful and fun. It will help you stay the flow and really enjoying the process of learning. If you plan to learn something in the future, don't forget about this quote. So you will enjoy the process of learning. Do not impose others or yourself. Do not desire. This is another quote from Confucius, and it's about relationship. I believe the simple wisdom is to choose, and it doesn't matter the culture, the country, and the age. It's the choose when you want to build a real connection with people. If you hate judgments, why do you judge other people? So if you like to hear a praise, or if you want to get respect from others, why you cannot be generous giving your praise or giving your respect to someone else? This simple Asian Chinese quote reminds us how important to be kind and sympathy in our relationship, to truly understand other people's needs and desires. No matter if it's a marriage or parents or work relationship, we all know it's very important to understand others' needs and the desires. We also know it's very difficult as well. But this quote tells us a simple solutions to go deep yourself and to find out what your desires and what your needs. If that's something you like, give to your other half. If something that you hate, then stop doing that things to others that you care about. It's really simple, and I believe if you can keep this course in your minds, it can actually help you avoid a lot of unnecessary fights. Keep this in your minds and maybe practice some meditations. Recap who you are and what's your desires and what you hate about. If you have a clear understanding about yourself, and then give what you like to others and stop give what you hate to others, I'm pretty sure you will avoid a lot of unnecessary fights. The way that can be spoken of is not the eternal way. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. One of the most famous quote by Lao Tzu. That's the first sentence in his book called 道德经. In Chinese, it say 道可道，非常道，名可名，非常名. In this quote, Lao Tzu proposed that the truth exists in the universe, and as a human ourselves could not understand, and also the truth exists in the universe. We cannot use our own language to explain them. Yeah, I think it's amazing that this is from someone who was born a few thousand years ago. In our life, there are a lot of things that we cannot using language to explain them, but we can feel them and experience it, but it's no way that we can describe them. We have left brain and right brain. Left brain is in charge for language and also be logic. We're going to do math or to do analyze things, then we use our left brain. The right brain is more for our humans' creativities and inspirations, and also to have a belief and then to feel great and to feel bad. I think right brain is kind of like our gate between us and then the universe, and this is how we can connect with a God. That's also where our intuition comes from. But also emphasize that as human beings, and we are not the center of this universe, and then we cannot just using our own perspective to to see the world. In order to understand the truth, in order to understand the world that we live in, as human beings, we have to put down our egos and we have to be humble. We cannot using our left brain all the time. Nowadays, people just focus on statistics and using the data or trying to analyze everything, the nature, the universe, also trying to analyze how the electron and atom works in the micro world. Like what Nikola Tesla said, our brain is more like a receiver. If we want to get a guidance or a message from the God, then we have to treat our brain as a receiver. We cannot just use the left brain all the time and to analyze everything. It's very important for us to connect with God. And we may understand the truth, but just cannot show the truth or tell the truth in front of people because it's hard to explain in language, and also it's very difficult for people to see. As a human beings, I think all our human beings' brain is connected somehow to the big universe. We can feel if we do meditation, if we be more spiritual, we can get much more than what we think from the universe and also from other people's minds. I think this simple wisdom covers very deep topic relates to science and philosophy. There are so many things that science cannot explain, and also I believe that's the truth. As human beings, if we're looking from our own perspective, if we have egos, then there's no way that we can actually get closer to the truth. The only way we can touch the truth is to feel them. It cannot be seen, and it cannot be touched, and it cannot be smelled. The truth is inside of ourselves.